Okay, welcome back to Missing Persons TV. It's Friday, April 3rd, 2009, 9:26 p.m. We got an early start today. Actually, we started broadcasting probably about around 8:20. We got a lot of the technical issues worked out. Got the graphics issues fixed for now. Deborah's on with me, and so is Kevin from Clarity of Awareness Radio and TV. Hi, Deborah, and hi, Kevin.
Hey, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Hi. We had a little chat and had played around a little bit and had some fun. Got things sorted out. Well, we mentioned the cases that we're going to be covering tonight. First of all, before we get started, Deborah, thank you for all the compliments and I thank you all that stuff. Really, guys, this is about missing people. We do tend to joke around a little bit, but we all know what's important, and that's bringing attention to missing person cases. That said, now there's some Amber Alert cases that people have been following. There's the high-profile ones like Haley Cummings, and Natalie Holloway that we discussed, and Madeline McCann, which we just did a show about. We basically covered all we're going to do on Madeline McCann. We're not going to do that anymore. The case has enough attention. I think at least I've said pretty much what I needed to say. Deborah, as far as local or active Amber Alerts, is there any new information? Even drama. I mean, if it pertains to the case, there is some drama that we discussed earlier. Go ahead.
Well, as far as that goes, there is developments in the case of Sandra Cantu. She has been missing since last week. I think we're right about a week now. I'd have to double check that date. Oops, that page did not load. They had developments in her case on Monday where they had taken evidence and 2 vehicles,
Okay.
and also then a couple people they questioned, a couple of guys. They ended up serving a warrant at another one of the mobile homes there today. And I did not find out as far as, what was taken into evidence or if they took a vehicle this time or anything like that. They have been searching. They're trying to cover all their bases. They have a lot of people looking in, I guess, what we would call a landfill or a dump or whatever, where all the trash goes. That's about 7 miles from where she lives. And they're picking through all of that. They questioned that man again, who admits to kissing her. And that kiss was a couple of years ago. And I believe she's 8 now. She was like 6 at the time that it happened. I don't understand it. Apparently, he was trying to be nice, I guess.
No.
I don't understand how kissing
No.
her by the swimming pool in the trailer park is being nice, though.
No.
So, they're looking at him, but they're looking at some other ones, too. And this is not playing out to look real good right now. I hope she's fine. I hope they locate her soon.
We actually did a show on this on March 30th. Looking at this, I had details where it says "No Joke Wednesday." I think I was assuming that she would have been located by the 1st, which was Wednesday, April Fool's Day. Looking at this, it says she's there. Look past the wall, 176, 3.8 meters. I don't think we've done any additional work on that other than what's posted in the forums, have we?
No, there has not been.
Okay, well let's hope Sandra's found soon. I mean, you're looking at this. You say they're looking in landfills. That's not good.
Well, they said in the media that this is to cover all bases,
Okay.
but there's a lot of people that have been picking through that trash there.
Okay, one thing about landfills, I don't know if everybody knows, but especially in older cases, they said they're looking in the landfill. We're going to search the landfill. I take my garbage to a landfill. How is that possible to search for anybody in a landfill nowadays? Because every day they compact the trash and they cover it with dirt. Okay, so every day there's a new layer, stacked on layer on layer and layer. I mean, you would have to dig everything up, right? Am I missing something?
Yeah, it's
So there's
quite
no way
massive.
the only way to search a landfill properly would be to dig everything up, and I know they're not going to do that.
Well,
So-
the way they describe it is they have people picking through.
Picking through what? I mean, I've been to a landfill. I mean, at least I know the landfills that I know of. Every day, there's dirt compacted back on top. You don't go to a bunch of trash piles like when I was a kid. I do remember something like that. It's complete. It looks like a field, a dirt field. But I mean, aren't they all like that nowadays?
I don't know. They do call it a waste facility or something like that. You know,
Okay.
they have a name for it, but you know, it's the equivalent of a landfill. It's where all the trash goes.
I know
So I don't know
trash
if
gets
they put dirt on all of them or not.
throw the trash out, and I'm pretty sure they do. And I'm just wondering. I mean, if that's said, I wonder how many people are actually in those landfills and never located. For the just for the fact is that every day another couple inches or a foot of dirt is put on top. I mean, and it's really it's compacted down, and then they just move to another area. I would I'm really curious is I know they have all types of sonar, ground penetrating radar, and stuff like that. Now that might work. I mean, using something like that to sift through to determine what is like a, you know, iron pipes or something like that, and what is a skeleton, a human skeleton. I would think that they would have something like that nowadays. You know,
I
but
would
I
think
just
so,
can't see
yeah.
anybody. How do you search a landfill when you're searching? I mean, what are you looking for? You just walking over the dirt and saying there's. I really need to get more information on that. I guess. Because that's what I was thinking when I was actually taking my trash out. I said, if somebody was taken and buried in, or put in, trash bags or whatever, taken to this landfill, and every day they put a couple more inches or foot or whatever of dirt on top, I mean, how would you ever find what you're looking for?
I would think it'd be pretty difficult.
Yeah,
And have you heard of any cases where they've ever located someone or a portion of
yeah,
remains in a
yeah. I have.
landfill?
I don't remember the particular case, but I don't think it's that often. So I
Yeah,
mean,
it's not often, and and we hear about them searching landfills a lot.
yeah. But I'm just wondering. Yeah, I just really like to know what are you doing in the landfill? I mean, how are you searching it? I mean, are you using
Right.
like this type of radar or something, or it's sonar, it's ground sonar, and I know that if Exxon can use some type of sonar to look 5 miles in the earth for oil, there's got to be something out there that can determine the skeletal makeup or something like that, or even like the human skull is pretty unique looking, or something like that. I'm just curious if they're using that or not, and if not,
I didn't see anything about that at all.
no,
Uh,
it's something that I was just curious about. It said, how do you search a landfill if it's covered with dirt? I mean,
now Sass says that she saw on TV where guys were searching as stuff was being dumped, and it was on
right.
CNN.
They were searching for stuff, but
That,
that's the stuff being dumped today. I mean, I think there's a
right.
policy every single, at least the landfill I know, every single day, that trash is compacted and then a new layer of dirt is put on top of it. And when that mound reaches a certain height, they just move on to another area. So that's what I'm saying. They're looking at a landfill. They're looking at the trash. It was whenever the last trash pickup was. It could be a week to just a day. And that's what that's just what I'm wondering. I mean, how are you searching and what are you searching and when? With old cases, I don't see how you can search a landfill. Even when I say old, even a week or two old. I mean, and
Well,
I
in this
just
case, is a week old.
okay. Well, then that would make sense. But I'm just saying, I know
Well,
that there's got to be some type of technology that out there that could easily do this, accomplish this mission here. Would be, to use some type of sonar device or something that could, probably do the job pretty fast, and you never know what they might find. You know,
I would
They
think
should get
it's
some
better off.
dowsers out there.
dowsing or whatever, whatever, Kevin. I don't know if they're going to spend the manpower if you say the word psychic or anything that's not out of the book. I'm not sure if they're going to spend the energy and whatever to dig it up, but um, at least take whatever that device is and put it where the dowser went to and say, hey, let's look at this. I don't know.
I've seen people use GPR before, ground penetrating radar, and it's not an easy task.
No,
It's
what I'm saying is I think there's other technologies out there. I mean, I understand the sonar and stuff like that. I think there's other technologies that the oil companies use that are really really detailed.
oil companies use dowsers too, believe it or not.
Right. Okay, but I'm just saying the technical part. I know that they have huge devices and stuff that they're able to do something. I'm just saying maybe I'm just looking outside the box and say, hey, maybe can we use this in toward another way other than looking
Well,
for oil.
where there's a will, there is a way. It just depends on if they really want to do it or not.
Okay. All right, Deborah. Thank you. Anything else for case 712?
I'm actually checking something right now. Tusi in chat wanted to know if um, Sandra Cantu was related to someone that went missing in 2007 named Barbara Elizabeth Cantu.
Okay, I don't know.
There has not been anything said that I've seen in any news reports that Sandra has a missing relative. so I would guess they're not related. I would think that they would have said something if they were.
Okay.
And someone else in the family goes missing, so
Okay.
go ahead with the next one.
Okay. Moving on. This is the case that was done last night. It's case number 716. Matthew, Roanna, Devlin, and Sean Schade. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes, it's the Schade family. It's Rowena is
Okay.
the
Roy,
mom's name.
I'm sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. Family of four missing. And Deborah, you have details, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
They found their vehicle on the 31st. The last time this family was seen was March 20th at their home in Creighton, Creighton, Nebraska, if that's how you pronounce it, or Creighton.
Okay.
Their vehicle was actually found though about 400 miles away in South Dakota. They're looking for the family because they found the vehicle on the 31st. The 31st was Tuesday. Now, what happened on the 20th, the last day that they were seen, they were interviewed by a deputy sheriff regarding allegations of abuse. And there were no arrests made. There was offer made of help and counseling to them. And they did not see any injuries at the time that they conducted the interview. So we don't know any more than that at this point. If someone else comes up with that information, please post it in the forum or email it in. Anything regarding this case that we don't know yet. Matthew Schade is 26 years old and he's on probation in Nebraska for burglary. And he does have an arrest warrant issued now because he didn't notify his probation officer that he was leaving. And Rowena is 29 and she's on probation too, and that has not been disclosed what she's on probation for. This couple did spend, now their children are, 9 and 11, I believe. 8 and 11. Devin is 11 and Sean is 8.
Okay, and we discussed this. They are in school. They were in public school, right? Do we know?
It has not said one way or the other.
Okay.
What type of situation they had for schooling.
Okay.
Most kids are public school more often than not, so it's a good chance they took their children out of school. Now they did honeymoon in the Black Hills, and that's where they're looking for them now, in the Black Hills in South Dakota. They did take with them recently purchased camping survival type gear, and that's missing about $1,000 worth of it. Now the dad Matthew, he's attended a survival camp through his church 6 years in a row in the search area that they're looking for here. He has expressed in the past that he would like to live like a hermit in the mountains. So they've had ground and air search looking for this family. They're checking abandoned mines, cabins, and other buildings in the Pactola Reservoir area. Checking meadows and creek beds too that would be, prime places for them to set up camp. So that's what's going on now. But it looks like these people most likely want to be missing. That's why I was asking you earlier if that's what you came up with.
Yes, it sure does seem like it. I did, like I said, I did a little research and I found out there are Black Hills in the area. Whatever that noise was. The first stream drawing, this was actually done last night. It says Black Hills are close to Camper. And like I said, there are Black Hills in the area. I looked on Google and I saw Black Hills, whatever it was. I think it was about 100 miles away from where they went missing. And the next one just says bridge. It looks like to me some type of support structure for a bridge. So that could possibly be a bridge that crosses a river or something like that. Looking at the thing, it looks like a steel type of bridge support system. So it might be a pretty large bridge, and they could be underneath that bridge or pretty close to proximity to that bridge. Now, I don't know if it's his survival skills or whatever. I do know it is pretty difficult. I've done it, at least in the military, to live on your own without, when your supplies run out, you have to fend for yourself, and you have to know what you're doing, especially if you have your family with you. I don't know what the temperatures are at night, but that's a big problem, hypothermia and everything else. So,
they've said that the temperatures are low, Brian, so,
okay.
They're worried for that.
Okay, so I would definitely do a flyover and look for fires, look for campfires. He's definitely going to have some type of campfire. That should be pretty easy. Just mark it and go look. I don't know why he'd do that. I see there's nothing wrong with taking your family away from it at all, but you need to know what you're doing and let other people know. I sincerely hope they're okay, but like I said, and I don't see any issues here as far as them meaning any harm, other than the husband's got to have mental issues. Anything else?
Well, it could be something besides mental issues. I mean, there's probation for burglary involved, and authorities were there to the house to question them. Maybe there's something else that they're running from before it happens, before they get caught or something. I don't know. I'm not trying to accuse her.
Yeah, but you're going to get caught. There's no way you're going to get away with that. They're going to be found.
Well, maybe he thinks he can live like a hermit forever, but that
Yeah,
area
that
there
with
in
the
South
kids.
Dakota, I've been there. I spent a couple weeks vacationing there
Mhm.
when I was in my teens. We had a family trip, and there is a lot of area that they can be surviving in, so to speak.
It's like I said. I mean, I understand Springs here. It's still a lot of work to keep a family. And I don't know. I see the wife, finding a local road and he's going to get caught. He's making the situation worse. Whatever it is, he probably needs to face that problem and then get the help that he needs. And you just don't pull.
Well, I don't have a problem with them going missing, the mom and the dad, if that's what they choose to do.
Fine.
But
Yeah,
these
go.
children, they're 8 and 11. They should not be in this type of situation. Yet there's no law against it, I guess, but they don't.
Well, no, that's why I asked you about the school. There is. You can't pull your kid out of school for no
do.
reason. You can't pull the kids out of school and just say, "Hey, we're leaving." You have
Right.
to. You have
I
to.
don't think the kids would jump up and down that this is their first pick of what they want to do, and to live like that. I mean, they're
Right.
too young to have an informed decision. And
Well, I hope he knows what he's doing, and take your kids out there. I hope he's teaching the kids right. There's nothing wrong. Like I said, with living in the wilderness or something, but you don't need to be running away from something. I'm all for it. I'm sure Kevin is too. That's probably a great feeling to be self-sufficient and everything, but not like this.
Well, I just don't think these kids ask for this. I think that oh, we have an echo.
Not Kevin.
Somebody's saying they lost sound.
I don't know.
It's
It's impossible. Kevin, do you have your screen on or something? I'm getting an echo. So, Kevin, please, can you mute, please?
Okay, are we okay now?
Testing. Yep, we're good. Okay, let's move on. Anything else for this case? And by the way, guys, this is case 716. I was going to actually put it up in the chat room for you, the link. I just uploaded it to the server, and I believe it's up now. It'll be the last. It'll be the last case on this page here. Right here. If you guys have any audio problems or something, please just click on the audio button up there, or try to refresh the screen itself, not the whole page. Because if you do that, it'll log you out of chat. You'll have to get back in. Deborah, you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So let's move on. We know we covered Rui the other night, so we're going to be moving on in case.
Next would be Nancy Moyer, right?
Yes. No.
You weren't going to discuss the redo?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. You're right about that. Yeah.
You're welcome, trained monkey.
I'm really sorry about that. What case number? Let me get it up.
That's 707. Nancy Moyer. She's been missing from Thurston County in Washington.
Okay.
The name of the town is Tenino, Tenino, since March 8th.
Okay, I've got her picture up there right now. I'm just getting the case open. Oh, you're right. I already had it open too.
From memory.
Oh, okay. All right, Nancy.
Oh,
Nancy.
one, Kevin. www.brianisfired@magic.com.
Yeah. Okay, Kevin.
How'd you like that?
First of all, please, if you guys get a chance, please visit Nancy Moyer, MOYER.com. There's this website set up there for her. The case was opened on March 20th of 2009. We have not done anything on this case as far as show goes. Oh, yes, we have, haven't we?
We did bring her up on a broadcast when you opened the case.
We
Brian.
did, yeah, we did brought up something. We've discussed it. What did we want to bring? Oh, we want to bring up the redo.
Right. Well,
Okay, tell them about the
case was opened, and it was, her stats and stuff were given at that point. And now there was a redo requested via email by someone who lives in the area out there.
Okay, did I discuss the initial DDs on 319?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Well, Go ahead. You want to
Oh, okay.
explain?
Well, Deborah asked me to do a redo on this case. You put some pictures up there, um, and some stuff, and some questions. Um, I'm not new. There's nothing new to this as far as putting questions instead of just pictures underneath my pillow when I go to sleep. Um, it's just we haven't applied it not like this way in missing person cases. So Deborah, did you have a copy of this, right?
A copy of your dream drawings from last night?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I
Okay.
have them in the email from you.
Okay. So you've already looked at them.
Yes.
Okay, these are from last night. Basically, all I did is like I normally do. It's just there's more detailed information. It looks like some of the questions were answered, and not exactly. I'm going to read the questions. Actually, they're in a little thumbnail. Um, but you can click on the thumbnail and then it'll open up bigger. Actually, the request. First dream drawing says the number one coworker is part of cover up. Has the proof in back locker. Locker could mean like regular like you think of like a locker, or it can mean a meat locker or something. I'm guessing it's some type of locker, like a school locker or a locker in a gym or something like that. Next dream drawing says not working will be found 2/3 way bed W. Only 4 people know. Do not know. Bikers took church 11. Now I think that do not know might be a response to a question or something about the bikers are not responsible. Um, that's all I got, Deborah. So I know we got to sort through that and try to figure out something, right?
Well, what I gave Brian was questions that were provided by someone that's out there. So they would be the key questions that, they're trying to determine out there, that law enforcement is, they see the broadcast, this person has been out searching, they went out taking photos, and they've been trying to piece together from Brian's first dream drawings for this case. So she actually provided questions, and I did speak with her by the phone and on the phone, and thank you so much for everything that this person out there did. For privacy, I don't want to name who they are, not even a first name unless I have permission. But with what Brian has said, yes, he did get specific answers. So the questions were, does the missing cat have something to do with her disappearance? I don't know if we've got that answered. Is a coworker involved? That got addressed.
Yes.
Will she be found in Tenino or Rainier? Now, Rainier, Rainier, according to this person that lives out there, you said something with your first dream drawings about rain near here.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's the town of Rainier.
Okay, that said,
so
I'm thinking that 2/3 things might actually be an answer to those questions.
Right. Exactly.
Approximately, let's say 70. 2/3 is what's
right.
Two-thirds of the way. I'm trying to give a number.
Will she be found? How many people involved in her disappearance?
Okay. So
Is
so
there
it's
a
worked. So
motorcycle
it worked.
association to this case? So yes, you were able to actually go based off questions when you did that instead of photo and stats, vital statistics for someone, put under your pillow questions and photos of the area and a photo of her, a map of where she lived, a possible home that could have been involved. So that is what Brian was provided, and this is the results. So that's pretty cool. That is really cool.
Thank you. You actually brought it up. I've been doing this for some time. That's if you request like for me to actually do a dream drawing for you or something like that. That's basically the same thing I do. This has just been applied to a missing person case, which should have been done a long time ago. But that said, I don't think we should definitely do this more, but I don't think we should completely replace it either.
Right. And I think in this kind of situation, it pretty much works
for redos. Yeah, even because when people go initially mission, all we have is just a name and picture, anyways.
Yes, I did say Rainier.
Rainier.
Out in Washington State, Rainier.
That's a Mount Rainier, isn't it?
Yep. That's what's being said here too by Jamie.
Isn't that a volcano?
I don't know.
I think it is.
Possibly.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, these are our 3 older cases. Like I said, we discussed Ruri before, case 402. We're moving on to case 403. This case was actually requested to be open. Let's see, there's no real date there. By somebody, I believe somebody named Princess Girl. Anyways, I got the case open on June 20th of 2007. This is Jewel Strong. Deborah, can you give us some information for Jewel, please?
Yes, I can. This is for Jewel Mahavia Strong. She has been missing since May 28th of 2006 from Panama City Beach, Florida. Her date of birth, April 14th, 2003. She was 3 years old at the time that she went missing. She's going to be 6 years old this month. 3 feet 7 inches tall, 38 pounds, African American female, black hair, brown eyes. She was last seen wearing a blue and white floral pattern 2-piece bathing suit with a pink bow on it. The last time Jewel was seen, she was at Jetty Beach at St. Andrews State Park in Panama City Beach. She was sitting on a raft out in the water there with an adult cousin, and the raft flipped over. They rescued her cousin, the adult cousin, from the water, but they couldn't find Jewel. They did an extensive search in the ocean there and on the beach, but they didn't find any sign of her. The authorities believe that Jewel most likely drowned and was carried out to sea. Her family believes that she was abducted and she's still alive. The relatives state that they saw Jewel on a video surveillance 3 different occasions. One of the videos that they saw was from a JCPenney store in Jacksonville. One was from a Golden Corral restaurant in Jacksonville, and the third one came from a Walgreens store in Orlando. In September of 2007, authorities said that regarding the Walgreens store video in Orlando, they had identified that child, and it was not Jewel. That family produced a birth certificate, and they ID'd who that kid was, and there was nothing going on that shouldn't have been, and it was not Jewel. The family believes that the other 2 videos were her, and they stick to that at this point. Jewel, at the time that she went missing, lived in the 6400 block of East Moyer Drive in Morrow, Georgia. Her parents now live in Jacksonville. They relocated to that area in order to be able to search for Jewel more effectively, and they believe that she could be in Orlando.
Yep.
What do you have on this one?
I agree with that. I do remember this case vaguely, but I mean, it's coming back now. The first stream drawing says Jewel is in the stars. Lies 24. Do not go. That does not mean death. I think I'm going on to the second one real quick. TL knows the truth. 8621374 murder. Okay. I think that she was abducted by somebody that's possibly had murdered somebody. I think we discovered the drawing on the second one has something to do with Walt Disney, in let's say Walt Disney World, and there's actually some images and pictures, and I'm pretty sure that she was at that location. Now, Walt Disney World, is that Orlando or California?
I don't know if it's
Walt
World
Disney,
or Land. I get confused as to which
Disneyland,
one is which, probably because I've never been to either.
Okay, somebody in chat. I know somebody's got to know this before I have to Google it.
I think, isn't World in Florida?
Yeah, there's a Disney World in Orlando.
Okay, that's okay. So then Orlando. That's why I said. That's what I was thinking. So
Orlando.
Yeah.
Right, and Disney
35 miles northwest of me.
Okay. Kevin, you got to turn your. Just mute, Kevin, please. Okay, thank you, Kevin. It is in Orlando, so I think that she is alive. I think that somebody abducted her, has committed murder, but I don't think where it says murder has anything to do with Jewel. I would think that we might want to redo this case, but it also says lies. I don't think that everyone's telling the truth in this part, as far as the initial people that were questioned. Anything else, Deborah?
No, except that, authorities believe she drowned and she's deceased,
Yeah.
whereas the family is sticking to that they saw her on those videos. After the fact, they said that it was her. We don't know if it was or not, but they feel sure that she's alive. I'm glad that you have the same. And a redo would be good on this one, and possibly your new redo style here to try to dream more specifically. I think we'll be using that quite a bit. You might be working more, Brian?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I'm joking because Brian gets a
No, I
new
was actually looking at it as another
night,
something else.
and I give him redos and extra requests like that. Not another one every single night. And so I joke around with them as far as have them do a whole lot more work, because there's lots and lots of requests and lots of redos to do. And if you slept in 2 shifts, it would really help that problem, Brian.
Yeah, I'm listening to you. I was just looking at a little more information on this case. Yeah, I read you for this one. Wait a week or so, I think. But yeah, I think it's possible that she might be alive. I know it looks pretty, like she possibly had drowned, but I really don't buy that.
I don't understand how they couldn't find her after that raft flipped and at a beach like that. And they checked, the water and the beach and everything, and no trace of her. No one saw it.
Probably
That's
because
the
probably
weird
because it
part.
didn't
I
happen.
don't dispute that she's
Yeah,
fine,
probably because it didn't
but I
happen.
would have seen something, and you think someone's not being honest.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to case number 409. This is Ben Needham. The case was actually requested to be open on June 10th of 2007. I got the case open on the 26th. It was somebody that requested it, something to do with the Madeline cases, that asked me to request this one be open. Deborah, information for Ben, please.
Um, this is not going to be done in the way that I normally do them because this happened out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as, the places that I look at stuff from and the order that it comes in is a little different. But Ben has been missing since July 24th of 1991. He went missing from Sheffield, England. No, actually, he went missing in Greece. They were visiting family in Greece, and they were going to relocate there. Him and his mom were. They were visiting the mom's parents, the maternal grandparents at the time. Ben was just 3 months short of his second birthday at the time. Ben was out at the time with her family. Ben's mom, Carrie, was not at home at the time. She'd gone to work. She worked at a hotel at the time as a waitress, and he was being cared for at the home. He had a 17-year-old uncle at the time, an 11-year-old uncle, and then his grandparents there. He was playing just outside the doorway of the home, and he kept running in and out of the home and playing. It was a really hot day, so he kept going back into the home to get water and pouring it on himself. And what happened was he ended up going missing right there from the grandparents' home. Now, they say it was an abduction. It was one of those situations where they looked and he wasn't there anymore. So, in this case, we've seen in some cases and we wonder why a child's not being watched, and if someone could have supervised them more closely and why were they playing outside and stuff like that. I don't really see that as much in this situation because they lived out in the country on a farm and he was playing right by the door. And with the time spans and stuff, I don't see that as a situation with these grandparents. I don't think someone should have really been watching him closer. It's not like that we see in some of the cases. Not that I'm trying to blame for some other cases or that type of thing. I just don't see that, there was any fault, like he wasn't being watched. So someone was able to, get him pretty quickly. They thought to begin with that Ben was actually with different people in the family, so it was kind of a confusing situation too. And they have not been able to locate him since. I'm going to take a look here and give some stats. We have, as far as the day he went missing, this just isn't as easy to do when I have to look in lots of different places. Yeah. Okay. And I know I read a lot on this case, and that's why I say that too. I don't really cast blame, but they did think it was with different family members. I can look a little bit more here, Brian, too.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go ahead with what you have.
Yeah, I think this is connected to human trafficking, and I hate to say it, but I think somebody in Portugal may be involved. I believe you said he went missing from the UK, correct?
He was from the UK. They were visiting the grandparents in Greece.
Okay.
Yeah, so he went missing from England and Greece. So yeah.
No,
UK.
he went missing from Greece. I was wrong. Oh, okay, but I was looking at something from the UK, so I thought maybe he went missing from the UK. The dream drawings were done on June 26th of 07. I think first of all, I think that Ben is definitely alive. I think there's actually a drawing of him right here. This is Ben. It says this is Ben, the letter H, and then the word Sky. Sky might be his nickname or something like that. Maybe H is his first initial or something. You can see he has a goatee, earrings, and a mohawk. there's a symbol there of a cross. Definitely think this is definitely related with the church, more specifically the Catholic Church. The word Pinto, Pinto 486, same, no fine, stop. Um, we did some research on that, and that is associated with a place, I think, in Portugal, or a name of somebody. Pinto is a common surname in the Portuguese language. There's some other stuff. Let's see, I'm just making sure that when I said Portugal, I'm being correct as where I think he may be. Um,
I think from what I viewed, Brian, I think you are stating it correctly.
Okay, I'm just double checking. This is an old case. I just want to make sure I'm telling you everything that I think, at least I think I know. Next one says Ben 1991, and looks like a building of some type of factory. You can see there's smokestacks at the top. After that, nothing else was done, but there was some communication as far as this case being related to some possible human trafficking. We had contact with the family. Hang on. What? Oh, okay. You go do that, and let me finish this. We had contact with the family, and his case was listed on missingkids.com UK. And this is actually might be in Hungary. We actually found a building here, and there's some other information. I'm just reading the case file from 2007. I think we need to do a redo on this one, definitely. Going down here, the relationship to Carlos Pinto, which is a human smuggler. Sorry, guys, I'm just reading here. Okay, I don't know. When I said Portugal before, I do not know if this case is or he may be in Portugal. I'm not exactly sure. I might have misspoke there. But I do think it has something to do with human trafficking. I think that he was trafficked, and I think that he's safe. At least he was safe when these dream drawings were done. Now, there's a lot of information here as far as locations and stuff. That's what I'm looking at. And I also see. Hold on a second. There's actually some information here where these places might actually be in London, or a little outside London. Have you looked at that? Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I think I remember seeing that now.
Go play over here. Go play over
I'm
there.
not looking at it right now. I did review the whole thing.
Okay, it's pretty long. I'm looking at stuff.
I think it
We
was
might
because
have-
of your reads.
Okay, well we might have a location in England though, right outside London. I don't know if it was ever checked on, but the last post was on January 20th of 08. But yeah, we will definitely work on this case some more. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. Redo for Jewel and a redo for Ben also.
Okay. Okay. Anything else? Thank you for that information. I hope that Ben is found soon. And I really said this human trafficking thing is a big deal, and it seems to me like it's getting bigger and bigger every day. Or as far as it's becoming more and more popular for these freaks to do this kind of stuff. But thank you, Deborah. You're ready to move on to our last case?
Do we have time for that? It's for girl and her grandmother for 2. Or do you want to continue with that the next time? Where are we on timing?
Oh, you're right. Let's keep it short tonight, guys. And thank you, Deborah, for bringing it up. We have a few more minutes. We want to give this case a little bit longer than we actually have left. But just to let you know, the case is 443. I'm going to bring up the image here. Okay.
The next case would be then for
443.
Caldwell.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Go ahead.
Actually, for Mom then, and that's Kimberly Witten for the 2 of them.
Okay. So Haley and Kimberly. Can give you a brief description real quick. I got the case open. Go ahead.
Okay.
I just said the case was open on July 17th of 07. We'll discuss that case tomorrow. If you guys have information on this case or anything you want us to talk about tomorrow, get it to us now, and we can see if we can talk about it. There are a lot of dream drawings on this one.
Okay, this is for Haley Brianne Colwell. She's been missing since June 21st, 2007 from Section, Alabama.
Oh, Deborah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean you have to do that. I just wanted to give people. We can do that tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll
okay,
just.
What were you asking?
I don't know. I forgot now. We're going to spend some more time on this case tomorrow. We have a suspect. We actually have some information here. If you guys had, like I said, if you had any information on this in this case, or you want something for us to try to look into, please send that now. So we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Oh, so what you're saying is if people have questions for this case.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Okay. If you have questions, you can
443.
state them now, and you could email them in, and we can see if Brian can dream like a trained monkey for this case too, and then share the results tomorrow night. Is that it, Brian?
Yeah, whatever you say. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
You guys are nuts.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin. And I can see you have Aji's picture up there, Brian.
Yeah, there's Aji Desir. He went missing from Immokalee, Florida. We hope that
What's that website again?
findaji.com. ADJI.com. So he's still missing. We're basically done for tonight, guys. We did change the time from until 8 o'clock. Is 8 o'clock okay, you think, with everybody? Or Deborah, did you want to go with 9? And I can make 9. 9 is fine for me, too.
No, 8 o'clock works for me. I was running a little late tonight, trying to feed my family, since you changed it to 11, from 11 down to 8. But 8 works for tomorrow. And when they found out it was going to be 8, then they agreed to be fed earlier, come home, get fed, and go back to what they were doing.
Okay, because it's not an issue. It's not an issue for me to do it at 9.
No, it works out just fine. If you want 8 or 9, just let me know, which one it is, so I can plan.
I think 8 is probably better because I do have to start getting to bed earlier, especially with these real jobs.
If we plan for 8, then we should be on by 9, right?
if I did, but it wasn't so lazy, and I actually prepared like I should do, instead of you guys shouldn't have to log in here and watch me get ready for the show. Unless you like that.
Well, I don't think that people really mind, listening to the working beforehand and the talking and, that type of thing. I don't think they really mind that.
Yeah, they do.
I'm not sure if they would say if they did, but I guess if they did, they wouldn't come back.
Yeah, and the things came off my forehead, so we're cool about that. And people watching this right now don't have a clue of what we're talking about. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, you have to tune in tomorrow. How about that?
Okay, well, in chat, it's been described as comical, Brian.
Okay, well, they'll never know until they tune in tomorrow.
Wait and see what Brian
Tune in tomorrow. No, it's not going to be and it will never be on a recording. I never try to do that on a recording, but we do try to do whatever it is to bring attention to missing person cases, not me missing person cases. That's really what's important. I need to be a talking head, and actually, I look like one right now on this screen. I look all black, and either way, let's talk tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and -5 GMT. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Kevin, for coming on.
Good show.
Okay. Good night, guys.
Good night.